Hello and welcome. This is our Talk to Addis program. I am Unraveling, your host. Do stay with us. In our today's episode of our program, we'll focus on reflecting the expertise view about Addis Ababa. Do stay with us. Our guests, let me give you the chance to introduce yourself. Welcome to our program.
Thank you.
You are and why you are here.
Hello everyone, I'm Stefano, a 30 years old engineer from Italy who work for a software company oriented on the television market and the television world. And I'm here in Addis Ababa to install and configure the new broadcasting system and management system for the Addis Media Network company.
Thank you very much. So, to begin with, you have been telling us you came from a broadcasting company and you are doing the installation and expansion of the broadcasting of Addis Media Network. So we are glad to have you. So to dive on to my question, are there any particular projects that you have been dwelling on in Addis Ababa, apart from this one, or is this the only project?
This is my first time in Addis Ababa, speaking about my personal experience, but regarding the company, the Addis Media company, they have been here several times also for different projects, always related to television company. In fact, also the previous system of Addis Media Network was provided by Addis Media, the company where I'm working with.
How is your stay here in Addis Media?
Nice. The people are so friendly. They are always open to help us in case of difficulties and etc. So I would say it's a really good experience. I'm glad to be here.
Good. So how long have you stayed here, Stefano?
This is my third week here in Addis Ababa, so I start becoming comfortable and
familiar with it.
Yeah, familiar. I start understanding how to move around the center of the city, so it's getting better and better.
Good. So let's dive into the first, the other question. What is your first impression of Addis Ababa? How do you find Addis Ababa? What have you thought about it?
Let's say that my expectation was to find a different city. When I arrived here, immediately from the airplane, I see a beautiful skyline, a lot of lights, and I would say that I was impressed because I expect, as I said, a different city. And if I have to compare, for example, with an Italian city, there is no city like this in Italy. I mean, with the skyline, it's, I won't say similar to Dubai, but it's trying to get that type of city. So it's the development day by day. I see they are building a lot of new buildings. You are working very hard. The city is changing, even because talking with some colleague of mine who has been here in the city like 2 years ago, they told me that the city was completely different than the city I have seen today. So I would say it's changing a lot and it's becoming a very good city, even huge because it's 7 million persons living here.
Yeah. Approximately that number. Good.
And
okay.
Also, and also the nature around the mountain. It's a very nice area. Very nice area. I really like.
How about your accommodation when you arrive here in Addis Ababa, starting from the boarding from airplane up to the hotel that you have been boarded on? How does the accommodation looks like? Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
Do you understand the kind of
okay.
hotels? How do you express all these things?
I'm okay with the hotel, and I've seen that there are some good hotels around the city. There is also the main let's say hotel chains spread worldwide are also here, and I would say the accommodation is good, the service is good. I'm sleeping well even in the night. The only thing that maybe it was a little bit challenging in the beginning is the amount of oxygen in the air, because here we are higher than where I used to live in Italy. So, for example, I like to go for a run in the free time, and here I heard the difference. That now I understood why the Ethiopian runners are so good.
It's a high altitude.
Yeah, the high altitude is it's challenging, really challenging. But after the first week, you start becoming
adapted
used
to it.
adapted.
Good. Okay. How does Addis Ababa compare to other cities like you have already mentioned, but I want you to express it in depth, comparing it to the place that you have visited in the world. It might be different big cities, since Addis Ababa is the capital city of Ethiopia and the diplomatic hub of Africa. So you might have been to some different countries in Africa and as well in Europe. So comparing those cities that you have experienced, how do you express Addis Ababa?
So in the city there is even more culture and more tradition that my expectation. Compared to the European city, I would say that it's similar. For example, the first city that came to my mind thinking about a skyline similar to Addis Ababa is probably London. So, as I said, there is no city like this in Italy. Maybe Milan, but the skyline of Addis Ababa is much better and also bigger. So I would say it's a new city. For sure, to see the Ethiopian culture, we have to go outside of the city center, but this is something common in all the city. Also in Italy, to see the Italian tradition, we have to go a little bit outside of the city center. Sure, I would like also to have seen the city before all this how to say, renew, but it's really good. I mean, as I said, it's much more better than my expectation in terms of how technological is the city.
Good. What about the infrastructure and culture-wise?
I have been to two traditional restaurants. I tried Jara with the local people, eating all together on the same dishes. I tried to dance. It's funny. I really enjoy my time spent here, and I hope that this won't be my only time in Ethiopia. I hope to have other occasion to come here and enjoy the people, the food, the tradition, the dance.
So for sure you'll come again.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to hear that.
Even because I would like one day to have also the opportunity to do a tour and visit maybe the area outside in the mountain, or you have a lot of beautiful archaeological sites I have seen by checking. There is a lot of things to see and to do here. So
what have you found to be the most unique or interesting part of Addis Ababa? If you have been to the city, if you have been going around. For example, from when you came from your hotel to the workstation here, Addis Media Network, on your way back from Addis Media to your hotel, what part has been very much,
So
unique?
let's say the part that most impressed me was the Mercato.
Mercato.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have seen, which is the biggest, biggest one
huge market.
the hugest one in the entire Africa. That one so impressed me, because it was full of people. There are everything there, really everything. But another thing that really impressed me in a good way was also, this was my first time that I do training about Addis Media software on a room with 50 operators, speaking about the AMN operators, and they were, the feeling I had inside of the room was so cooperative. No one was complaining. Everyone was trying to understand how the system worked. For sure, then it's acceptable. Someone can also be scared of the changing, but the behavior and the cooperation I had with the user was something I will remember for sure. So I would say more than the city, the people impressed me.
Yeah, the people are so friendly, welcoming, hospitable.
Yeah, you really you feel it from the first day.
So you felt like you came to the really the exact place of human creature, the creator of humanity. Ethiopia said the creator of humanity. So you feel like you find yourself back to the womb of your mother.
Yeah,
good.
In fact, I have seen also Lucy and etc. Yeah, no, this is not a joke. This is the truth. The humanity came from here.
I see.
So I'm also glad because of that to have the opportunity to, let's say, go back to my roots.
Of course. You're right. Okay, how would you describe the culture of Addis Ababa? Maybe, for example, the cultural vibe. You told me that you have been to some traditional restaurants, and you have been enjoying some cultural foods and cultural clothes. etiquette like that.
Yeah.
So, for a moment, have you thought that, oh, I feel like, you know, if I'm a member of this community, all these things, the dancing.
Yes. I
So,
mean, they are.
what would you say?
I would, if I have to describe it in one word, I would say a colorful culture, full of color, full of how to say conviviality, exchanging, eating the same dish all together with the end dancing. Always, a positive attitude that. Nowadays is not that common, for example, in Europe, because people are more focused on what I have to do, my own task, my job, etc., and they forgot sometimes to spend time together, sharing is caring, you know. So I had a really good impression because of that. People are still, how to say, alive, are still human being, exchanging experience and having pleasure to spend time together, which is something really good that in my country is something that I feel somehow is going to get lost.
Yeah, you know, my next question was related to this one. What have you found what have you enjoyed most about interacting people here, the local people? You might have interacted with the local people, for example, back to your hotel, you know, when you order meals, I don't know, there had to be some opportunities. So, interaction-wise, we Ethiopians are very much sociable. So, what has struck? I mean, is striking your mind? What was the enjoyable part of it? Tell us about that.
For sure, the first thing I will remember will be the how to say, the people always smiling, always open to help you and to. For any kind of question I had also in the hotel, but also speaking with people around, they are always open to give me some advice or helping me, which is even much more better and different than the thing that maybe some other Italian guy who has been in Addis Ababa, they told me be careful of walking around, depend from the suburb and etc. I never had that feeling, never had. I always find some good person, pure human being. So I can't say nothing bad about Addis Ababa in my first 3 weeks here. Let's say my first 3 weeks, because I'm pretty sure I will be back one day. But people, for sure, is the most beautiful thing I have seen for now here.
Yeah, maybe from your observation, what opportunities does Addis Ababa have in terms of investment, in terms of business? For example, have you thought that since you are a professional person in the media production, you might have had some opportunity, you might have some exposure. What businesses would you like to, or what businesses have you thought that you could do? So how would you see the favorable conditions or opportunities that Addis Ababa has in terms of investment and business kind of, you know, exchange? What would you say in this regard? When you come next time, you might have your own plan. I'm not asking you to tell me your plan, but what I'm saying, have you seen, are there some opportunities for you? Because it is said that Addis Ababa is preferable for investment as well. You have seen that different buildings are underway and different kind of things. So what have you thought in this regard? What opportunities have you seen in terms of business and that of investment?
So I think, honestly speaking, that probably the future will be in this type of country in terms of investment, because you can understand it at the first look that you have of the city. They are building everywhere. They are trying to renew a lot of part of the city. There are new buildings, so new building means new shop, new opportunities. So I think that Addis Ababa will be, and probably already is, full of opportunity at 360 degrees, not only television or technology, but I think also building. It's a city that is changing probably daily or year by year. So also my expectation, next time I will be here, I expect to see a different city, because there are a lot of new buildings, for example, in construction. So for sure this means also a lot of new opportunity to work, to exchange, to trade, to do a lot of things. So from my perspective, this side of Africa, but Addis Ababa especially, will be, I won't say the future, but for sure part of the future. This is my feeling, the feeling.
The other question that I have is, maybe you came here for training and for them some digitalization of the media company, that's AMN. What have you faced as a challenge? How do you see the receptive ability of the workers, the operators here, when you teach them? You have told me that they have got a good rapport. So how do you see, are they receptive enough? How adaptable are they? So what was your experience? Maybe professional challenges or personal challenges, if there are, that we have to know.
The professional challenges, especially when you have to train user, is something common, always. Even if you train in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, everywhere, it's challenging because when you are going to change a system, maybe there are users who used to use the same system for 10 years and they know very well exactly how to do every day. And then you arrive and change everything and they need to learn everything from the scratch. Obviously, is carrying a little bit. So I used to handle with this type of feeling, which is 100% reasonable. I mean, as I said, the most important thing from my side, from my perspective, is the cooperation with the user. If they are open to at least try to understand, and then obviously you will become comfortable by the experience, so by doing it, and they will know also about it. So I won't say that this has been challenging. This has been very, very good. Maybe the challenging part was the installation and configuration, because we tried to recover some old hardware in the previous system and we need to adapt, so we need to plug some new feature, change a little bit of the hardware. This might be the most tricky part in terms of finding the components. Finding the components, sometimes we wasn't able to find the components here, and this can be another good business opportunity, for example, for some IT shop, coming back to the previous question. So we have to deliver from other country in Europe, but at the end we can handle this. So I would say, yeah, maybe the challenging part, the most challenging, has been the hardware replacement or the hardware adaptment somehow. But we are handling more or less that. So challenging, but not that much.
Good. So I'm done with my questions. I'm glad that I have you. Really, I appreciate your concern, your time, your everything, coming here and just reflecting on the questions. Really glad to have you. If there is anything that you'd like to say, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to say a personal reflection I had about Addis Ababa, about history, and probably you know better than me that we have been also connected in the past, even if I'm not proud about the Italian past here in the area, and for a lot of Italians are not proud about what happened. But I hope that with this experience, I have seen a lot of beautiful persons, always open, that are not focused on the past, which is something that maybe at the beginning might scare me a little bit. I hope this will be a new opportunity also for new connection and new interaction between Italy and Africa, or in this case, Ethiopia, in a new way and in a best way for everyone, that give advantage to Ethiopian guys and to Italian people also as well. So interconnection and enjoy the time spent together.
Thank you, Stefano, for being reflective enough of the questions. And this brings us to the end of our today's interview. Our interview ends here. As you have been watching, we had a nice stay with an Italian expert, which is doing some professional job here at AMN. I hope that you have got an insightful kind of reflection of our interview. Till we meet up with another guest in another episode, we'd like to say goodbye.